one day before the start of the Christmas vacation, my math teacher sang a beautiful song. After a few math lessons and a short quiz, she stood up in front of class, did her farewell for the year, and she sang, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, frost nipping as you know, you'll find carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos." Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My name is Jeanette. I'm also known as Joey. Besides having red as my favorite color, my favorite time of the year is Christmas. I grew up in the Philippines, where radio stations play Christmas songs at the beginning of the Burr month. That means September. We also have a tradition we call Simbang Gabi, which means it's a 9 consecutive nights of novena, masses, which is held at 4 or 5 in the morning. As a little girl, I would do my best to wake up my little sleepyhead when I hear the drums passing by our neighborhood. You would be amazed at how the church is jam-packed on the first, second, and third mornings, and then it wanes a little bit in the middle of the novena, and then fills up again on the 8th and 9th day. Each one of those mornings on my way home from Mass, the air would be filled with the smell of freshly baked pandesal. We call it the traditional Filipino bread. Christmas is a very busy season, filled with parties like this. Parties at the office, parties by department, parties by team. Then you have the party at church, party at the community, with a family, reunion. Filipinos just love to party. We love to sing, and we also love to cook. But for little old Jeanette, I rarely cook. I cook to an extent, and I party to an extent. Well, let me tell you one story. Early one morning, I was cooking lunch for myself and singing at the same time while my mom would be cleaning the house. To give you an idea, houses in the Philippines are this close. So imagine me singing out loud with my right foot tapping, and my neighbors and my mom tortured with my melodious loud song. My mom would cry out, "Stop singing in front of the stove. If you don't, you'll grow old and single." Well, I did grow up, not old yet, but unfortunately not single. I got married to my wonderful husband and best friend for 9 years, who was also my classmate from college. I spent my first Christmas as Mrs. Pangilinan with Evan's wonderful family. With their family, Christmas Eve or Noche Buena was a feast for their family. They would prepare hamonado, which is ham, queso de bola, cheese, chocolate, cocoa, and all the other good stuff. Well, compared to my family, we slept through the night. Because we would expect little kids knocking at our door early in the morning, and we would prepare gifts for them. Pasko na sinta ko, hanap, hanap kita, bakit nagtatampo, bilisan ako. It's Christmas, my love. Why did you have to go? In 2005, my husband and I moved from the Philippines to the U.S. for greener pasture. Our first stop was in Phoenix, Arizona. The words of Proverbs came alive to me. But there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. We found a church community that became our second family. Though our immediate family was thousands of miles away, we knew that God guided us to meet new people and find the Christmas spirit alive everywhere. In early 2010, my husband's job brought us here to Tampa, and since then we have not spent Christmas or New Year in the state of Florida. My mom and my mother-in-law in that same year were able to join us here in Florida for Christmas, but we brought them to New York where we had some families there. Last year, 2011, we were able to come home to the Philippines once more for the Christmas season. Now, the family has grown in age and in number. We finally met our nephews and nieces, and we were finally able to hug and play with them. Simbang Gabi, Pandesal, Noche Buena, once again came alive in me. Christmas 2012 brings me another story to tell. My first Toastmaster's Christmas party, my first icebreaker speech, and my first Christmas in our home in Tampa. One night, Evan and I were driving home, and some of the neighbors had their lights up. Evan playfully asked me, "Mommy, when are you buying your Christmas lights?" And I playfully replied, "When Christmas is over, we get it for 50% off." Because we can still use it until the Feast of the Three Kings. Christmas certainly gives us new meaning every year. And I pray that this season, may each one of you find your own Christmas story. And so I offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways,